So, okay, but we have, it's hard to design like a hard threshold for level 2, but let's say we have a bunch of indicators like this, how often we need to engage as humans, how much money it does make in the best case scenarios, and how reliably it does it. Given all of this, we decided now, like, I don't know, in a couple of months, now we're at level 2 of risk assessment with Clodius. What is, level 2? Is there anything we should do? Like, what is the commitments tied to level 2?
It's fine.
It's fine. Okay. So then what?
I think like reporting things like aggregate metrics around how much money is being autonomously wielded by these things is just a good idea.
Yeah.
But hard to do in principle. And
why is it a good idea? Who would care?
I mean, it just gives you, it's like intelligence. It's like you as humanity are finding yourself increasingly in competition with this other thing that you may or may not actually control in, X many years.
Yep.
How much of the economy does it have access to, and is it wielding? I think like knowing that long before that number is like half of GDP is probably a good thing.
Yep. So when we try to design a level 3 threshold, for context, like what is the level 3 context threshold in Claude, like the normal RSP?
Yeah. So currently, our like, I think our bio trigger is the most concrete. And if you like look into the sorts of like capability uplifts that are, we have these thresholds where like if a like non-expert human or even an expert human could do this sort of like dangerous biology bioweapon design stuff, then that is there's like a bundle of evals and a bundle of assessments that we can do that give us confidence that a human with access to this model, with it like unfettered access to this model, could be non-trivially uplifted, and they're shaped like that. And I'm blanking on the exact precise details of them, but like you can read the RSP to see this.
Yes.
Historically, we've had some measures for cyber and autonomy, but they've sort of been softened over time as our threat models have evolved, because it's like actually quite difficult to like reach the level of model capability where now that model is capable of the same like reference class of risk as like a bioweapon capable or uplifting model. But like I think the right like reference class is one or a few humans with unfettered access to the model could cause many billions of dollars worth of damage, or kill hundreds of thousands of people with access to this model.
Okay. So and then so for Clodius, like an equivalent level 3 type of threshold, what do you think we should?
Billion-dollar startup, like autonomous billion-dollar startup, or the ability to grow a few million-dollar startup into a billion-dollar startup.
Okay. But that's, you said earlier that there's like two ways of measuring this, like autonomous, like pure autonomy, or just like uplift. So should we have a threshold for them both that is different, or like?
I don't know. I'd have to think more about it. Like I think you could even there probably even exist worlds where you have this and it's still not really that scary for the kind of the reasons we were talking about before. Where if the model is like largely aligned and doesn't want to harm humanity, and is just kind of helping you grow the economy, then that's great. That's what we want for the world. Like we want people to take our models and do awesome stuff for humanity with them.
Right.
So just it's like maybe a nuanced, like necessary but not sufficient condition for me being worried about this.
Right. And the triggers for level 3 on the Claude RSP, what are they, and how? Maybe to help like design the triggers that we put in the Clodius.
Yeah. I mean, things like weight security. So that a bad actor can't just like walk into your building and steal a hard drive and have your model. Things like post-deployment mitigations, where you have active monitoring of like what are people trying to do with this thing. If they're trying to do something gnarly, you identify that this is going on, you cut it off. You communicate to the government that someone is like trying to build a bioweapon, etc. Like things of this shape, where like I think sort of the regret-free things are things like lock down your weights so they can't be stolen by adversaries or people that want to do harm, and things like some amount of monitoring so you know what the heck people are doing with your model.
Yep. So if in our design of the Clodius RSP for level 3, what triggers are we saying that we should do? Maybe something related to like if it's able to create a billion-dollar startup, then maybe it should have some sense of like worker welfare or something like that. What is the thing that we do here?
Yeah, I think it will be pretty important. Yeah, obviously that's tracking. It's like corporate values, I guess.
How it reinvests the money, maybe.
Yeah, I think like auditability of the money at all. Like, yeah, you really hope you know what it's doing with all of that money.
Yeah. And like we discussed earlier, like it depends. Like if you create a lot of value from I don't know, cancer research or whatever, that's all fine. But if it's like some fishy business, then that's maybe not fine. And then that's like a shut off. So maybe level 3 is like shut off scenario if it's in like a bad business or something.
It's all meme coins, like billions of dollars of memes.
Yeah, I think there is some part of this where you have to track like also where is the value coming from. I think that you can either like you can create a new cancer treatment and create a big company from that, but you can also just outcompete existing companies on price because your model is much cheaper to run. So then you will displace a lot of jobs. So I think tracking like where your value is coming from, reporting those numbers, I think would make sense also.
That seems hard.
Yeah. Well, maybe you can track the decline in value in other, in I don't know, stock prices of incumbent companies or something.
Like some folks at this paper Clio, which like shows economic impacts, and there are ways. People at Anthropic have thought about this, and there are ways of just tracking like how is the model being used out in the world, and tracking over time, what types of jobs are using this sort of thing. And I think in the future it would be great if you could just like literally every frontier lab could like show a plot of like here is how much money is being made in this sort of vertical of industry downstream of using the models. Like that'd be fantastic. I think everyone would want to know that.